All right, guys. Today we're going to be learning about appropriate titles. Now, we learned about this in class last week, so this should be a review. So we're going to go pretty quickly. With appropriate titles, you need to memorize these three especially, because on TCAP what they're going to do is they're going to say which one of these titles is written correctly. And they might say a song title that is underlined, a novel that is in quotations, or a short story that is in quotations. And you need to know which one is correct. So, for example, novel titles get underlined. Novels are chapter books, like A Diary of a Wimpy Kid. That is a chapter book, has a whole bunch of pages and a whole bunch of chapters, otherwise known as a novel. The titles of novels get underlined. Poems and short story titles get quotation marks. Poems and short story titles get quotation marks. And song titles get italics. Italics are when the words go from straight to sideways. They're diagonal, like how you get on the computer in Miss Rayford's class, and you can click the I at the top, and it makes your writing go from this to slanted. In the English language, all of the words in a title are capitalized, except articles. Articles are words like an, a, the, of, and. These very short words in the middle of titles do not get capitalized. However, if a title begins with an article, you will capitalize that article. Another question that TCAP might ask you about appropriate titles is which title is written correctly, and they'll be asking you about the spelling and about the capitalization. So what they're going to do is they'll capitalize articles in the middle of a title, and you know that that is incorrect. And sometimes they won't capitalize words that are proper nouns that need to be capitalized. So you got to watch out for that. The third question that they'll ask you on TCAP is read this article and choose the best title for it, or read this paragraph and choose the best title for it from the following. The next thing we're going to talk about is appropriate sources. So, the appropriate sources we talked about in class were the thesaurus, dictionary, almanac, atlas, encyclopedia, and a book or website on a topic. Thesauruses give you the synonyms and antonyms of words. Synonym means the same, and antonym means the opposite. So a question on TCAP might ask you, what is the best source for me to find a word that means the same as skeptical? And you would say the thesaurus, because you know thesauruses offer you synonyms, which are words that mean the same. The second type of source is the dictionary. The dictionary provides the pronunciation, the meaning, and the spelling of words. The dictionary provides the pronunciation, the meaning, and the spelling of words. Pronunciation means the way that you say a word, and that's usually found in bold in parentheses. The meaning is the definition, and the spelling, well, you can see the word that's written, and you can see how you're supposed to spell it correctly. The third type of source is an almanac. An almanac is a calendar with statistics. And a lot of times on TCAP, it'll ask you it will ask you a question about what is the best source a farmer can use to look and see the rainfall from last year. Farmers use almanacs a lot. That's why TCAP will say that. And what you can do is you'll say it's an almanac because almanacs are calendars with the statistics for farmers, like for crops, for crop growth, for the rainfall, and they'll talk about different types of weather. I'm pretty sure meteorologists use this too. An atlas is a book of maps. A book of maps is an atlas. On TCAP, they might ask you a question like, what is the best source for me to use if I'm trying to find the country that's next to China? And you would say an atlas, because in an atlas, you could turn your page all the way to Asia and find which country is next to China. The fifth type of source is an encyclopedia. An encyclopedia or encyclopedia set comes in alphabetical volumes that give you extra information. So there is a volume of encyclopedia for every letter in the alphabet, and it gives you a good amount of information on a topic. And finally, you have a book or website on that topic. So this is going to give you the most information. Like, for example, if TCAP said, what is the best source for me to find more information on the dung beetle? And the options were an atlas, a thesaurus, encyclopedia, and a book on that topic. Well, you know atlas and thesaurus will not be the best answer, because an atlas is a book of maps, and I don't know where you're going to find a dung beetle on a book of maps. A thesaurus gives you the synonyms and antonyms for words, and that has nothing to do really with the dung beetle, and that doesn't give you the most information. So you know you can eliminate those answers. But then you have the encyclopedia and a book on that topic. And encyclopedias give you a good amount of information, but we want to find the best source. So the best source would be a book on the topic of dung beetles.